Welcome everyone to today's meeting. My name is Hemant and I am Surgeon at Arms. To officially start the meeting, I want to note that this meeting will be recorded and shared amongst the members to study and self-reflection. Some parts may be used for promotional material later. In order to have a smooth meeting, here are the some ground rules you need to follow. Please put yourself on mute when not speaking. Don't interrupt while someone is speaking. Be attentive throughout the meeting and support the speakers with your warm smiles and claps. Let's have a great meeting. Now, please welcome our club president, Master Smita.
Hello, everyone. Another great evening to all of you. It always gives me immense pleasure to be addressing you as this club's president because I greatly value my club and its human resource. Also, every time I look at all of us gathering at one particular time, I look at the time, the commitment we are investing here, the efforts we put to fit this meeting in our calendars and tight schedules, but still take something out of it. So I hope this is another meeting where we all put in our experience to learn something and take away valuable inputs from the meeting. I hope all of you have a great evening starting with this meeting of ours. Now I would like to hand over our stage to our Toastmaster of the day, Akib. But before I do that, I see we have two new members with us today. And I would like to warmly welcome both Chakravarti and Sailaja to our club.
Thank you, Sushmita.
It's indeed our pleasure. Now, if all the members agree, we'll go on with the induction and then we'll start with our club proceedings. I will take it as an yes. Yes. Please unmute yourself, Chakravarti and Sailaja.
Hi, I'm
Please
audible.
repeat after me.
Yeah, sure, we will.
I say your names.
Myself, Chakravarti.
And Sailaja, you can follow too.
Yes, my name is Sheila Sailaja.
Will abide by the club rules.
Will abide by the club rules
We will abide by the club rules
And focus on
and focus
and
on
focus on
contributing to the club.
contributing to the club.
contributing to the club.
Thank you. Now, I also request all our club members to unmute. Please repeat after me. In their quest for learning
In their quest
of learning
In the quest of learning
and developing their public speaking and leadership skills,
developing
public speaking skills and
we as Coastline club members
we as
We as
Coastline club members
promise to stand by you
promise to stand by
promise to
you
stand by you
and support you.
and support.
and support.
Thank you, club members. And this is a promise we make to you, new members. Let us all mutually learn from each other and mutually benefit in our circle. Looking forward for a great journey of yours in this club. Thank you. And without no more delay, I would like to hand over the stage to our Toastmaster of the day, Akib. Akib, the stage, the screen is all yours.
Hello, thank you so much, Madam President Toastmaster Uma. What are we doing today? Oh, that's not me interviewing somebody, right? So I have to do Toastmaster of the day. I forgot. I have been to office a lot and, kind of go into interviewing mode and talking in that direction. But yeah, Toastmaster of the day session today is about a great man called Khalil Gibran. He was a Lebanese philosopher cum poet. And in today's session, we will be basically breaking down the book called The Prophet. Why are we doing this? is the first question I ask because I read it. So just because I read it, I wanted to share some stories and some learnings with you guys. Also to know what do you think of philosophy, and if anyone of you have come across this book, what were your learning? And through discussions, we'll be trying to find whether we can inculcate some of the learnings which we get from the book. And do you find any of your life experiences matching with what is already written in the book? So that is the whole idea of doing this Toastmaster of the Day session. We will be moving to slides which I've prepared by giving some good amount of time, unlike earlier times. But before we go there, let me talk also about what happens in Toastmasters session. So the whole Toastmaster session is divided into 3 sessions. The first session is called prepared speech session, wherein people who have rehearsed the speech, they've got it mentored, and now they come and deliver their speech. That is first session. The second session is a fun session wherein we do impromptu speaking. So a table topic master would come and provide you a topic. You are expected to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. The timer will tell you a lot about it. And then we have the third session, which is general evaluation, the GE session. General evaluation session is looking at the meeting, having a team of observer who are constantly looking at how you are speaking, what you are speaking, how is your language, and does it even make sense what Aqib is talking? Is he just bluffing? All those parameters of public speaking, not the normal talking, of the public speaking, whether there is a chance of improvement and how could Aqib improve his Toastmaster of the Day session. All of these things are done by a general evaluator and his team. So there are 3-4 folks who sit together, keep looking at the camera, at what you are doing, how you are behaving, what you are speaking, all the words which is being uttered of your mouth. Is it relevant? Is it needed? All those questions are answered in that session. So that is most important. Once we have all this session, then we say Tata goodbye. But before I move into further, I would request General Evaluator Toastmaster Mamta and introduce the general evaluation session little better than me. Like she'll elaborate it better now. So handing over the stage back to our General Evaluator Toastmaster Mamta.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Aqib. So today I'm going to be the pilot, not aiming at crashing you anywhere, but I promise to help you land somewhere safe. And to enable me, I'm sure if you have flown across, you might have seen that while the pilot is the one steering the wheel, there are a lot of other folks who try to drive the entire journey for a passenger. So we have the air hostess, we have the crew members, we also have emergency units that operate on a flight to ensure that the passengers are safe. In Toastmasters, general evaluation is a segment which helps you improve. Pretty much as the term evaluation suggests, in the entire course of the meeting, the general evaluator's role is to observe how the meeting progressed. Is there any scope of improving the way the meetings are conducted? And what good has happened and what has been a major takeaway for the members? In order to help me, I have someone called the tag team who will support me through this evaluation. Timer, our counter, and grammarian. So after I get to introduce each of them, they will describe what their role is all about, and then we come back towards the end of the meeting and give you a report on each one of you, how you have contributed, and overall how the club meeting has transpired. So let me invite the first person in the team, who is the Let me just quickly check. The timer said that he needed some time. So let me call upon the word master grammarian first to tell us what she will be observing in the meeting and what's the word and idiom for the day. Toastmaster Shravani.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm Toastmaster Shravanti.
Sorry.
Yeah. Thank you, General Evaluator. I'm Toastmaster Shravanti, serving as the grammarian for today's meeting. So, as the grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to everyone who speaks during the meeting and listening carefully to their word usage. I will take a note of any improper language, incorrect grammar, as well as any outstanding words or thoughts. As the grammarian, it is also my duty to give a word of the day and idiom of the day. For today's meeting, the word of the day is explicit, which means precise. The word of the day for today's meeting is explicit, which means precise. An example for word of the day is we have to convey our thoughts explicitly to the interviewer. And the idiom of the day for today's meeting is whale of time, which means enjoy oneself with a great time. The idiom of the day for today's meeting is whale of time, which means enjoy oneself with a great time. An example for idiom of the day is we all are going to have a whale of time in this meeting. So I encourage each of you to participate in this language enhancing exercise. And one of the suggestions from my side is please try to add this word of the day and idiom of the day while you're speaking at each segment. So to get impression from the listeners. And as we humans, we need appreciations for everything. As a grammarian, I will also appreciate you if you use the word of the day by showing single thumbs up emoji. And if you use the idiom of the day, I will appreciate you by showing the clap emoji. So are you ready for this exercise? Thank you everyone for paying attention to me. I will give my report at the end of the meeting when I'm called to do so. Thank you, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shravanti, for explicitly explaining it to us. I hope while we have a whale of time, we also learn applying both in our course of conversation. We now move on to the second role in the tag team, who is the R counter. Let me invite Toastmaster Hemant to talk to us about what he will be observing today.
Yeah, hello. Once again, good evening to everyone. The purpose of the counter is to note the words and sounds that are used as a crutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen to the words like overused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for the filler words, including or these type of words. I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or a phrase such as I, or this means like repeated words. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Yeah, thank you. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Hemant. So let's keep a watch on how we speak and avoid crutches as much as possible. The timer is facing some challenges to join us while he was with us a couple of minutes ago. But let me quickly tell you what he will be observing you on. And a Toastmasters meeting is all about timing. So the moment we talk about prepared speeches, they are explicitly asked to limit themselves to a particular time, right? So that is what the timer is going to observe. And in addition to that, they are also going to observe your table topic segment, so on and so forth. Let me quickly share my screen and show you what is going to happen as the timer cards. Let me know once you can see it. I hope it is visible. So this is how we calculate. We have a table topics segment which is between 1 to 2 minutes. So if you speak less than 1 minute or more than 2 minutes, 30 seconds. 30 seconds is a grace period. You will be disqualified. So you'll try to limit your conversation with it that time. Evaluators will get 2 to 3 minutes. Again, less than 2 minutes. Disqualified. More than 3.5 minutes is also disqualified. Today we are going to witness icebreaker speeches, which is the first speech. So the time limit will be between 4 to 6 minutes, not 5 to 6, 7 minutes. In general, we get 5 to 7 minutes, but for icebreaker speeches, we'll limit it to 4 to 6 minutes, which we will have to modify. At the start of the first minute that you see over here, the screen will start changing into yellow. Then it will move into, as you can see the breakdown over here, you'll have a yellow light, you have a green light, yellow light, and a red light. And if you go beyond that, they will be disqualified. Please note that we will not be able to stop you. So if you cross beyond 2:30 minutes, there is no way that you'll get to know that you are disqualified. So the moment you see the red light, it's time for you to wrap up your speech. Towards the end of the meeting, the timer will come back and give you a report on how much time you have taken. So that is about what the tag team does. I, as a general evaluator, will give a cumulative observation of the entire meeting at the end of the session. Now, let me hand over the stage back to Toastmaster of the day, and I will come back in some time.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mamta. And I think we have had a good understanding of what general evaluation will look like at the end of the session. Now, you all know Toastmaster of the day has Wheel of Time. And I'll use that time to talk about the theme which we have. Let me share my screen so that we quickly begin with the slideshow. Just not this. Showing something else. Okay, so I've always worked with Microsoft Team, wherein the monitor system comes somewhere else and your screen comes somewhere else. But I'll ask you guys whether you are able to see my monitor screen or
No.
you are seeing my
You still see your face.
This is my face, which you don't want to see, isn't it? Can you see my monitor?
Yes, now we can see it.
Amazing. So, what is the essence of the book? This book is a literary masterpiece. What happens is that there is a character named Al-Mustafa, and he went into an exile of 12 years. One day he went up the hill of the city and he was looking in the ocean when he saw a boat coming his side, and he realized that time has come to get out of this exile. That's where he had an ecstasy moment that now I am free and I'll be coming out of this exile. While coming down from the hill, he also realized that how do I go in peace without sorrow? Why he meant that is because he lived there for 12 years. The kind of bonding which were built in 12 years were like a home for him in the exile itself. If he wants to go back to his original home, he still has to leave these people, right? And when you leave, like, how do I leave this and go into peace without any sorrow? The sorrow will, of course, come together. His work has very recently come up very strongly, especially in Europe and America, after people came across the poems and all which he wrote. And the themes which he talks about is almost everything that we do in our life: love, marriage, giving, relationship, dowry, all those stuff. So he wrote about all of those. Now, before we move ahead into exploring or diving deeper into it, I would request or I would ask probably has any one of you read this book earlier, or do you have any understanding of what Khalil in general way writes? You may please raise your hand or talk. Yeah.
I have seen a couple of proses that he's written and quotes from it, especially on how to carry yourself at a workplace. Very insightful. But, yeah, that's pretty much what I have read about him.
Thank you, Mamta. Anybody else? Any other book geeks, book lovers who have read about it or at least heard about it? No? I think we need
not
to
read
work
this book,
on that.
Akub, but I
Yes,
heard about
Chandran,
the.
you're saying something.
Yeah, I did not
read.
read this book, but I definitely know about this author, and he's quite popular. Khalil Gibran.
Amazing.
Even I heard from our English lecturers, let's say, who will be talking high about this particular author. Keats is one more person. So the three of them: Shakespeare, Keats, Khalil Gibran.
Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Yep.
In that context, I just recollect that statement.
Yes. Thank you so much. I mostly read Aurelius and then Khalil Gibran, sometime Rumi as well. Every line that you read or every quote which is coming in the further slides, you need to absorb it. So these lines are like, although the book is very thin, you need to spend a lot of time in absorbing the thought, what Khalil would have thought and how you are trying to look your life with those thoughts. So I read it how many times? I don't know. I've read it more than twice. I've read it 2.5 times so far. It's a very small book, so you'll have it this thin. I'll show you. I think it is kept somewhere there. But yeah, so it has been source of inspiration, as Chandra said. It has been in the likes of Shakespeare as well. But let me take you to first slide, and then we'll probably move into further sessions of Toastmasters. His take on love and relationship. There are two quotes which is in the on the screen. You can see, love one another, but make not a bond of love. Let it rather be a moving sea between the shores of your souls. What does it mean? I have read it, I think, more than once. I have a little bit of understanding, but I would request people to share their thoughts. What comes to your mind when you read let it be a moving sea between shores of your souls? Hemant, what do you think? You are on the spotlight, buddy. You are on the spotlight. Smiling doesn't help. We won't judge you. You say whatever you feel like. Any thoughts? You have been into relationship, right? You already have girlfriends and also.
No.
No, is it? Sad life. Let me move to somebody else. We'll spare you. What about Sushmita, Uma Sushmita, our president?
By your judgment, you think I've been in love?
No, it's not about love. It's about relationships as well. What comes to your mind when you read the line saying, moving sea between the shores of your souls?
I think the writer here is trying to impress that when you love one another but not make it a bond of love, he's talking about the freedom each of us has to offer the other. Do not make it a bond, but love freely and give them that space each other needs. A moving sea, it is not concrete, it is not built in a way that it will not move, but it has to move, it has to have that flexibility and that elasticity to be yourself, to have that freedom and space.
Yeah, thank you so much, Uma. I think you read it very right. It's more of allowing independence. So if I am into relationship with somebody, I should not bind him or her saying you have to think in this direction, or we should do things in this way only. Rather, accept both the opinions or the way they want to live their life and how they want to take it further. At the same time, I should not ask somebody to leave their job since I'm working. This is a very important thought I'm saying. Why? Because everybody has their unique identity. And when you are going into a relationship, that uniqueness should remain. You both doesn't, you should not become one and you should have a different identity altogether. This uniqueness should flow together is a thought which Khalil is trying to say. And there is one more line on the similar tone which is about marriage. And I'm trying to recollect now. He says, that let us have some separation in your relationship, then let the winds of heaven pass through those separations. They're saying you cannot be having similar lines. You always have to respect each other, but have different thoughts and different uniqueness. At the same time, the gap that you have, let the soul pass through those gaps. So that is first line. And then there is second quote. We'll talk about second quote and we'll move to the prepared speech session. Think not you can direct the course of love, for love, if it finds you worthy, directs your course. I think this suits to me a lot because I have not been able to direct the course of love. Probably because love has not found me worthy. The moment they find me worthy, they'll probably direct me towards those direction, right? So anybody having some thoughts on this, the second quote? I see Toastmaster Sheila smiling. Do you have any thought?
Yes, Akib. I think the second quote is probably telling that we should not chase for love, or and it, if it is worth it, it comes towards us unknowingly and unexpectedly. That's what I think. Which is what if we chase, we left with a disappointment sometimes, maybe. But
Yeah.
if it is natural and comes like, if we don't chase, we let ourselves freedom, uh, don't chase, and I don't know.
No, you are right.
We
You
don't
are-
chase. If it comes directly, then it's worth it naturally.
Amazing. Yeah. For me, it's like love is a force which is beyond your control. So if you are trying to control, it won't work out.
Yes.
And if the moment you have crossed those barriers wherein you are worthy of having a love, it will find you and settle your direction in a way which you will get love.
Yes. If we hold the feeling, we were wanted, it won't be. If we list, it gives the freedom of the thought, it will comes towards you.
Amazing. I think that's my last hope. Yeah. I've been hoping on it for a very longer time. But yeah, so love and relationship, we gone through two of quotes and we also realized that there is something in his words, the way they are written, and they're so deep that they require a lot of time to brainstorm. We'll come back to it, but now we should have some talks, not talks, but we should have some speeches, prepared speech session. And we have friends who have come prepared. They've got their speeches mentored and they are ready, smiling. So we have our first speaker, Toastmaster Subhash. Before his introduction, I would request Evaluator 1, our very own resident Madam Toastmaster Uma Sushmita. I would request you to come on stage and share the project objective or the speech objective.
Indeed, a pleasure to be introducing your project and speech, Subhash. So Subhash today will be doing his icebreaker speech, project level 1, speech 1, and it's an icebreaker from the Innovative Planning Project. And his speech title would be Escaping the Rat Race. I am looking forward to listening, learning, and trying to give you a bit of improvement wherever, if it exists. Thank you and wish you good luck.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster. Just a moment, Subhash. I would request timer. If we have timer now.
Yeah, timer is there. Hemant, can you give code?
Yes, Akib, I'm there.
Yeah. So can you share the timer once and so that Subhash is comfortable when he starts speaking?
I need co-host access.
Yep.
It's already given to you.
Check it. No.
Okay.
We are all checking all the WhatsApp messages.
No. 1 minute.
Love topic is coming and you are sharing chats. Oh my God. Are you trying to look for those links, is it?
Let's start. Bharatwaj, I will share the timer screen. We don't have
No. It's there. I got it. I got it.
To see your love stories here, right? Yeah, please go ahead.
It's L1P1, right?
Yeah, it is the same celebgrove.com. Click on it.
No. There is no for 4 to 6 minutes here.
I would
we
say
were asked to set it already before the meeting.
Let it be, then you take down your camera, the screen. I will be the timer. Let me be the timer. Yeah.
Okay, let me set it now.
Please unshare your screen.
Okay.
Gone, right? So yeah. So I've raised my hand, Subhash. My background will change. Okay.
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Escaping the Toastmaster Subhash. Escaping the rat race. Escaping the rat race. Toastmaster Subhash. Over to you.
Yeah. So, good evening, my dear Toastmasters and beloved guests. I'm Subhash and I'm here presenting my first ever speech in Toastmasters. So, before going to my main topic, escaping the rat race, I would like to give a little background about myself. So earlier, even from earlier my I spent most of my days in a rural part of Visakhapatnam, where I stayed alone with my mother, where my father was away for the work purpose, and my brother was in some other town with my grandparents. So yeah, because of that, and having had no kids of my age around for playing or having fun. So I became introvert and socially awkward because of that. And yeah, that's how my childhood shaped me for most of the part of my life. And having said that, books became my companions, and knocking my neighbor's door and running away became the only source of entertainment apart from my. So without knowing, like unknowingly, marks became my source of validation. That's the only way I validate myself and keeping confidence in me. And yeah, this is a part of my childhood where I used to strive. I used to be competitive for marks all through my school, and at some part of my at some part of school, like I got to realize that I was in a rat race without was in some rat race without having any social skills and any other skills rather than mucking up with the books and getting marks and being proud about the marks. So this has been my childhood, and once I got to know that I was in rat race, so I got to like I changed my ways of studying things, learning things, and getting rid of introvertness and social awkwardness. I've tried many things. Uh, yeah, that's my school days, and yeah, since I've told like I was in rat race. Going into my +1, +2, I was uh, I was asked to live in hostel, and that were 2 years of my uh, of misery, where we had to put 16 hours of a day just with the books, and I was in rat race again. And I thought after completing school, I thought I'll be doing things differently. I don't put myself in a rat race, and uh, I don't uh, I don't validate myself with marks. I thought of that, but it didn't happen. The environment was not supporting for that. I was put in rat race again. Uh, uh, I was asked to get these marks, otherwise my parents would be so disappointing of me. So that happened for 2 years. Uh, Still, like being the kid outside from the other 90% of the people from which are from other state, I was being bullied in my +1 +2 hostel days, and my homesickness didn't help me, and I became sleep deprived, and moreover the pressure of getting marks didn't help me as well. So yeah, it didn't help me. Like I was in rat race again. So after completing my +1 +2, I thought my graduation would be different. People would be more open-minded to learning things in a different way, rather than conventional way of getting marks and validating themselves with the marks. So yeah, I thought of that, but as I entered the college, I felt the same vibe again, being put in a rat race. Uh, but this time, unlike my +1 +2 days, this time I thought I had opportunity to like do things differently from other guys in the class. So yeah, even though I hesitated a little bit at first, uh, I started doing things differently, not validating myself with marks or any sort of conventional way of education uh, would validate me. I got rid of that. I got rid of that feeling. I've tried things differently. I've tried putting more efforts in learning things in practical manner. Even the whole class is running behind marks and stuff, uh, I, uh, I was into other things. I used to bunk class and uh, try things in practical way with ICs and internal circuits and all. Since I was a EC student, so I used to do things practically. Uh, at some point of time, even I was hesitant. I was hesitant about the fact that what about going to will it matter at all without but I make my mind. I made my mind up that I'm not putting myself into a rat race again. So yeah, that went for 4 years. After that, yeah, things came into place. Like even though I was hesitant about my way of studying, and at the end of fourth year, yeah, things turned around. I left college with a lot of happiness, like lot of content, and that I learned something rather than mugging up the books before exams. So yeah, I that's how I escaped my rat race uh, by studying things in a conventional way. That's all for me.
We have to give the standing ovation since he is giving his first speech. Guys, you have to stand up, burn some calories.
Actually, I didn't see those yellow and green.
What?
Like, it's
Seriously?
not shown up.
Was it not showing?
Yes.
It suddenly turned to a red.
Yeah, it suddenly turned to red.
Oh my God, is it?
I was not tracking time.
Got conscious when he
I was ready for a green.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I
God.
suddenly became conscious since it became red. It
Yeah.
did show yellow
Don't
and
blame me.
green.
Don't
Sorry?
blame me. Bharadwaj has to be blamed.
I don't know.
No,
I was
that's okay.
Agreed.
It's okay. It is.
Agreed.
Why? Because I was teaching him how to change it on WhatsApp. Like, this is how you have to change. And it was getting changed. Sadly, I kept my camera off so that people don't see my mobile. When I keep my camera off, the color doesn't go. It's crazy. But anyway, you saw red, right? We were holding you back. Cool. Thank you so much, Subhash. I think the study part which you talked, which helped you escape the rat race, I think that is the first rat race I was got into. That's what pulled me in. But good. The conventional way of getting out, it might help few people here as well. But good job as first speaker. Let me move to our second speaker, and I will not do the time because I don't want to take blame now, guys. Bhardwaj, I have taught you. Now that you know how to do
Okay,
it,
bro.
keep your camera on and follow the process. Right?
No.
Yes. Cool. The second speaker is Toastmaster Chakravarti, and I would request the evaluator for Toastmaster Chakravarti, who is Toastmaster Chandra P, all the way from Hyderabad, I expect. It was Nizamabad Toastmaster Club, right? Chandra.
Nizampet Toastmasters.
Nizampet, sorry.
Thank you,
Over to you.
Toastmaster.
Over to
Thank you,
you.
Toastmaster Raghu. Toastmaster Chakravarti made a good step like joining the Toastmasters, and he is going to be delivering his first ever speech today in Toastmasters journey. I wish you all the very best and wishing you lots of luck, and wish all your hopes and aspirations in Toastmasters will come true. As a Toastmaster speech, the objective for his first speech today will be to introduce himself to the club. And as a team members, like we need to provide him the supportive environment so that he can deliver a wonderful speech today. With that, back to you to TMOD Akut.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your kind words.
Yep. Thank you so much, Chandra. Toastmaster Chandra. Toastmaster Chakravarti. Intro about Toastmaster Chakravarti.
Sure,
Toastmaster
sir.
Chakravarti.
I mean, the timing is not started yet, so.
Yeah. So, timer, are you ready? Yes. I
1
think
minute.
now finally you are on track. Put a 0600.
The green light might be at 4.
Yeah.
And also,
Yes.
please, if there is a semicolon and colon problem, please correct it.
Yep.
I think you need to correct that, Bharadwaj.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. show clock, you have to uncheck. There is an option of show clock, you have to uncheck and then start. Yay. Over to you, Toastmaster Chakravarti.
Thank you. So can I start now?
Yeah, please go ahead.
The screen is showing that. Okay. So hello, good evening, everybody, and good evening, all the Toastmasters. And this is my first speech in the Toastmasters Club as a member. Previously, I also given some guest speeches in a previous Toastmasters Club. So it gave me when I used to come as a guest to the Toastmasters Club, it gave me feeling that here is the place where I can polish my communication skills. Here is the place where I have to improve my communication skills so that it can helpful for me in my career. And then I decided to go for it, and then here I am right now. So let me introduce about myself, about the not about the remaining parts. I came from a very humble background, and I have been to my graduation in commerce, and then I gave out to start an entrepreneurial journey about myself. I'm good at marketing and sales, so I have been started my own digital marketing agency, and then I have built a very good business in 1 year. But thereafter, due to the lockdown and the COVID second wave hit, the business completely went away because I'm a marketing agency. I'm doing the marketing for all the service businesses, and all the service businesses have been closed away, and that is a big obstacle for me in my life. And thereafter, I realized that and then I have went to a job in sales and marketing again. And right now, I'm pretty successful in a digital marketing career. About the career, I'm also interested in pursuing MBA for the higher studies. So a perfect, I had to be perfect in communication skills. So I took up an initiation to be one of the member in the Toastmasters Club, so that it will be helpful for me in my career and also into my profession like a sales. Because in sales, every day I have to meet each and new business owner, and I have to give him the about our digital marketing services, how we are doing. So I need some more confidence when I'm meeting the CEO of a company or an MD or the marketing manager of for the companies like all the big companies in Visakhapatnam. So, and it is one of the major reasons that I have been over here right now. And coming to my hobbies, I'm an avid book reader. I read mostly the books like come to the spiritual journeys about the autobiography of a yogi and the inner engineering by Sadhguru, and some other books were written by all the yogis in the ancient Indians. I'm much a cultural based person. I'm into the history most of the times. I mean, I feel like that if you know the history very well, then we will not repeat the history again. We can face the future by looking at our history. And I'm also a huge fan of the entrepreneurs like in India and also abroad who have created impact throughout the world. And this entrepreneurial mindset gave me a spirit to go any obstacle, taking initiatives every single day and going at without thinking about anything. I mean, it gave me a push to do different things in my life. And it's one of the major reasons that I started after my graduation, a company, not any job. I directly went to the start my business. Instead of having any business background, going about anything business, I just went to selling initially, and then I failed it, but I learned many things in that 1 year. It's like a complete power factor of learning. From one being every day, I'm still learning and learning, and then it gave me a great perception about the business, understanding of the business, and then in a job. So here is about introduction about myself and what I have done in the past, and what made me better at the Toastmasters Club, because the energy over here, people come from different areas of their life, from different journeys of their life, and they come over to one place and sharing their journeys and explaining, improving themselves. I like the part of the quotation called "You are the average of 5 persons around you." I mean, if we become a part of this community, people who are continuously improving about themselves every single day, every single week, they are challenging themselves, they are pushing themselves to create something, to improve themselves. So if I become a part of this kind of mindset, if I can spend my weekends with the people like them, so it would be improve myself every single day. So these are one of the major reasons that attracted me to the Toastmasters, and I am here. I also, beyond the hobbies and my journey, my profession, I want to say something that I want to say something that I'm not disclosed to any other person about my future plans, but I'm interested in starting my own business or in company or name an entrepreneur journey after completing my MBA. And this is my future goals. For that, I need some very good communication skills because I need to make good at. I'm not okay. So that's it about introduction, and I want to thank a few people because these people gave me an opportunity to talk with you. Actually, I want to do about. I want to thankful to one person who gave me this opportunity to join in the Toastmasters Club. That is Mr. Janhavi. Janhavi is one of my near friend. She gave me an opportunity that you can join in the Toastmasters Club, so that it could improve your communication skills and everything. And with the help of her, I have been into this journey. Yeah, that's it. I wanted to introduce about myself. I gave the answer about my past, present, and future, and what attracted me to the Toastmasters Club.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Chakravarti. Time to get up and give him standing ovation, guys. Get up. I know I'm being cruel these days, little unkind, and it's not me to be blamed. It's the work, guys. Sadly, it has been too cruel to me that they have made me one of those cruel people, the proper 10 to 10 workers. But yeah, we have heard 2 speeches so far, and we have a little bit of understanding of how people take their life on, how somebody should escape from the rat race. And for Chakravarti, it was most of the time voice breaking, but we could understand that how he works, his MBA and all those stuff, right? I leave some work for the general evaluation team and move ahead with my work, which is to talk about the book, The Prophet. And here is the slideshow. Let me know once you see my screen. Is it visible? The
Yeah.
big screen? Yeah. Cool.
Yes, Toastmaster, it's visible.
Amazing. Thank you so much. We spoke about, or not spoke, we discussed about love and relationships. And time is to move to the new segment, which is work and fulfillment, which Mamta spoke initially, right? A lot of things from The Prophet is there in working culture, and it keeps coming. If you read the first quotation, it says, work is love made visible. And I was not able to understand it for say 1 month, 2 months, and I still think I'm not understanding it properly. But I would request people, if they understand something and if they share their thought. Yeah, I know I have to call out names, and it is Mamata who voluntarily said I have read about it for the business and work. So I would request Mamata only.
Yeah. So indeed, actually, that quote is very profound over there. It talks about, when you're passionate about what you do, it is very fulfilling, and that can be shown in your actions. And the later part, you work that you may keep pace with the earth and the soul of the earth. For to be idle is to become a stranger unto the seasons, and to step out of life procession that marches in majesty and proud submission towards the infinite. While, it's very intricate to break the thing, but my understanding out of it, and since I've read some of this earlier, is, whatever your limits are, or whatever you're capable of, you should always keep yourself useful and engaged. That is what will help you work in alignment with the nature. Just like, the things around you in the earth, the nature around you works in a certain pattern. And if one of it stops, the entire essence of the nature falls apart. Similarly, in the human world, when you as a person cannot contribute from yourself for the humankind, your purpose of being on this earth is really not fulfilling. That's
Thank
my
you so
take
much.
from it.
I saw a lot of stamp from Mamata on top of the quote, but if you have read the book Ikigai, I find some semblance. The people of the island of Okinawa, right? So they have found a way of life, and nobody retires. So everybody keeps working, and that dedication of their world and the work which they do makes them live little longer. So the average age of people on that island is 100 years. How it happens is a mystery, but I find some semblance with the second quotation, because it's like, what is your sense of work? What is your sense of purpose? Uh, do you want to connect your life's rhythm with the way you want to flow your existence on this earth? So I know it is very deep, but if you're able to find a reason, and that reason, that work is also your passion, then I think you are good. You are good to live your life and move ahead. So we have not spoken again. I know I'm getting back tracked by those guys, but yeah, we discussed about work and fulfillment, and we'll move into the next session of our today's meeting, which is about table topics. We have our maiden table topic master, Toastmaster Sheila Shailaja. It's been a week or 2 weeks since she has joined our club, and now she is with the banner of table topic master. Over to you, Toastmaster Sheila. Sheila, sorry. Sheila, yeah.
Okay. And fellow Toastmasters and honored guest, a very good evening, every one of you, and welcome to the most exciting session of Toastmasters Club, which is Table Topics. Today, it's my pleasure to be in front of you all as a table topic master. My name is Sheila Shailaja. I'm a new member of this Toastmaster Club. First of all, I would like to thank Toastmaster Mamta for encouraging me to choose a role and guiding me through the whole process implicitly. Coming to the session table topics, as many of you already know, that it is an integral part of Toastmasters meeting. It is a segment where we can think instantly and spontaneously deliver our point of views and ideas on unexpected topics. It is a thrilling and exercise which allows ourselves to come out of our comfort zone, and which help us to grow as an incredible speakers. And the most important thing I would like to remind you all, that the key of table topic is not necessarily to deliver the speech perfectly, but it's all about to taking a step to express your ideas, share your stories. So today I prefer to call all the categories of topics which I've prepared is get to know yourself better through your unshakable beliefs, which is quite relevant to the theme of the day, which is unshakable beliefs. So I invite you all to participate actively, whether you are a seasoned Toastmasters or a new guest, I encourage you to embrace this opportunity, take the stage, and let your words flow creatively and insightful. Without a further ado, let's dive into the topic. Please let me know who is interested, who will be initiating to the table topic? Please raise your hands.
I can try. Sorry.
Am I audible?
Yes, Sheila, we are able to hear you.
I'll give I'll give the topic. Please raise your hands. Who will initiate it?
Yeah, I can
Is
hear you.
ready.
Okay, Chand. Okay, Toastmaster Chandra. So imagine you are giving some advice to someone struggling with self-doubt. How would you encourage them to develop self-esteem through unshakable beliefs?
Can you repeat that one more time?
Yes, sure. Imagine you are giving an advice to someone struggling with self-doubt. How would you encourage them to develop self-esteem through unshakable beliefs?
Thank you, Toastmaster Sheila. Toastmasters and dear guests, self-doubt. Self-doubt is an enemy for any of us. If we are not confident about what we are doing, and explicitly, if you are not telling what you are going to do or what you are going to try, who will trust us? We need to believe ourselves. Any journey starts from us. If we self-doubt, we cannot proceed further. We will be back in the first step itself. I strongly believe in this one, and we need to give bail of time to put the self-doubt aside, and we need to be the better version of ourselves. Always, we need to strive towards betterment. When that will happen, when we have self-esteem. If you don't believe in yourself, like who else will believe it? I'll give you an example of work. Suppose every one of us will be reporting to our managers, but if you are not tracking your work and if you are not representing your work, what will happen? There are two possibilities. You might be getting a very good manager who is already acknowledging your work and you are not promoting your work. But what if you are not in agreement with your manager, or like it can be for any matter with your teammates as well? So you need to be representing or standing for the work that which you are doing. So self-doubt is an enemy. I wanted to summarize that anything, whatever we do, self-doubt is the first thing which we need to remove from our head. The moment we remove the self-doubt, anything is possible. We can march towards anything, and we can say, we can achieve anything in life. With that, back to you, Toastmaster Sheila.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chandra. That's a great advice. That the first thing is, if we self-doubt ourselves, then it is a first backward step. I agree with that. And the next speech, who is going to initiate? Is going to talk. Uma Sushmita, Toastmaster. Here is the topic for you. Sorry for taking time. How do you differentiate between unshakable belief and stubbornness?
Thank you for the topic, Shailaja. Quite interesting. Unshakable belief and stubbornness. If I say moon is, I will reach for the moon, that means I will not stop at anything but achieve my goal. But if I say I will not do anything unless I go to the moon, that is stubbornness. Because there are two things always: achievable and attainable goals. Two, dreams that are really difficult. But we humans tend to waste our efforts, energy, and time on it. So, when you ask me about unshakable beliefs, it is quite important for everybody to believe in themselves, because if you want the world to believe in you, the first step is to believe in yourself. So, yes, I will do it and I can do it is self belief. But only I will do it, nobody else. And I will not do anything else except this is stubbornness. Learning to differentiate between what we can do and what is not possible is the difference between understanding what an unshakable belief about achievable goals is and what stubbornness is about something that is not attainable. There are many things in the world that are not possible, not because we're not determined, we're not dedicated, but just because they're not possible. For example, until recently, there was this height category in Miss India. Any girl about 5'5", only girls about 5 feet 5 inch. Now, I want to be a Miss India. I can be a Miss India. This is an unshakable belief, but it will be stubbornness if I don't suit their minimum criteria. If I am shorter than 5'5", but if I still want to be a Miss India, I'm only wasting my time, effort, and energy because I don't match the basic criteria. I have an unshakable belief that anything is possible, but I am not stubborn because I know what is achievable and what is not. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmasters Sushmita. And now I encourage to the guest also to respond, who are interested to, on the table topics. Who will initiate? Any Toastmasters? Subhash, thank you. So your topic is, what is the one thing which triggers your hesitation and how you deal with it? May I repeat? Subhash, Toastmaster Subhash, may I repeat it?
Yeah, repeat it again.
Yes. What is the one thing which triggers your hesitation and how do you handle it?
So myself being an introvert, like I used to hesitate a lot, and how did I handle myself? Uh, I used to speak for myself most of the times, and sorry, I can't do much.
It's okay. Take your time. Okay, we have a time constraint. Should I change the topic?
I'll take the next one.
Sorry?
Shall I stop it?
Yeah, I can stop it. I can't think of it. Yeah, I'll take the next one also. You can go on with the next.
Okay. So anyone interested, please let me know. Okay, Speaker Chakravarti. So here your topic is.
Yes, I can.
Sorry?
Yeah, I can. I
Yeah,
can continue the
thank you.
presentation.
So your topic is, do you ever procrastinated a task? If yes, then how do you deal with procrastination?
Procrastination is something that we all do in every day of our life, and how to beat the procrastination. First of all, we have to understand that why we do the procrastination. Whether we like our job, I mean, are we really serious about what we are doing or not? First of all, we have to decide it. Are we really do we really need the thing that we wanted to do in our life? I mean, sometimes for me, example is a yoga. Generally, I love yoga very much, but many times I do procrastination and give some excuse to myself that the time is over now, time is now 8:30 in the morning, so how can you do yoga? But if I'm genuinely interested in doing something, then I will take time for my thing. There is a quotation called that busy people make time for themselves. There is time for everything that we need to do in our life. But it depends upon our seriousness, about our priorities, and how we are doing it. If something is really important in our life, and then we will do it in immediately the first. Just to get in the childhood. Because there's something in our favorite science and for the task that we are so much excited about the task or so much excited about the schooling that we have to go to school immediately and go to attend the task. We have to go to the PD class early in the morning so that we can have to play. So we should be that much excited about the work we are doing. I know, but all the jobs are not excited, so we tend to do the procrastination. But we have to make something excited. We have to challenge ourselves. For example, I do read a lot of books, but some books I know I have complete them, but I think it is a challenge. For 1 hour, I have to complete at least 20 pages of the book. It gives me a challenge. I mean, I used to create a challenge for myself, and then I will try to do it as a challenge, so it can help me to avoid the procrastination. And one more thing that I use for avoid the procrastination is I just ask myself, are you really serious about it or not? If yes, do it. If no, then don't do it. No one is asked you to do it right now. So this is the way I help myself. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chakravarti. That's a great point of view. There's a little technical issue, but overall, I understand that if you know yourself better, if you ask yourself a question, then you won't probably procrastinate your tasks. That's a great thing. And next, who is going to take the initiative?
Next is me, Toastmaster of the day, hijacking the
Okay.
table topic session. I won't be taking the topic, but I'll be continuing with the Toastmaster of the day session because we don't have much time. Okay, thank you so much, Toastmaster Sheila, for amazing table topic session. And let me share my screen. Your screen is not needed now, Toastmaster Bharadwaj. Yes. Do you see my slide now? Is it visible? Yes, no, yep. Thank you.
Yes, it is.
So I've been asked to quickly go ahead and close the stuff of Toastmaster of the day because we are running ahead of our times. We don't have much. One slide I have for freedom and self, which says when you seek freedom collectively. Otherwise, it's not a freedom. And these are few cool quotes or cool thoughts which I could gather from the book. The bottom four are my favorites. And whenever you have time, I would suggest you to get little more deeper with these thoughts. At least for the third one, the deeper that sorrow carves into your being, the more joy you can contain. And it comes from the school of thought that what is sorrow and what is happiness. So they say these are both same things. It's sorrow is joy unmasked. So joy is sorrow unmasked. So whatever things that give you joy today, similar thing if not achieved will give you sorrow. Or whatever things that give you sadness today, if you win over it, tomorrow you get the joy. So that is third line. And fourth one is again awesome. It says, you give but little when you give of your possession. So if I have a money and if I pay 500 rupees to somebody, it's not totally giving. Only when you give of yourself, you truly give. So imagine me going home and helping my parents with some money, or imagine me going home and helping my parents with taking them to hospital or giving them massage. Those are something wherein I'm truly dedicating myself. So possession is not it's not a proper sign of giving. The fifth one is your children are not your children. They're sons and daughter of life's longing for yourself. That is for your homework to decipher. And the last one, let there be spaces in your togetherness and let the winds of heaven dance between you. It is properly for the marriage. Love one another, but make not a bond of love. Let it rather be a moving sea between the shores of your soul, which we already read. So these are some, top-notch thoughts which I could gather. Now, from this, I would request you to get some insight. How do we apply those learning into our contemporary lives? Do you think this book inspires you as a positive or brings some personal growth? Is again a homework for all of you guys. With this, I would hand over the stage with people who have been waiting for me. It's like they are about to kill me the more I speak. Over to you, General Toastmasters Mamta, General Evaluator of today's meeting.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rakib, for that insightful thought. While we are a stickler of time, definitely you try to manage it. Thanks for living up to it. Before we move into the GE segment of the meeting, I would like to call upon the speech evaluators to share their evaluation for the prepared speakers. So let's begin with the first evaluator, Uma Sushmita, who evaluated Toastmaster Subhash's speech.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Can I begin?
Yeah.
Hi, Subhash. Firstly, congratulations on an attempt to well made in your very first speech. I hope it has been a wonderful experience and you don't stop at it, but continue the process of learning. First, I would like to tell you all the good things that are there in your speech. Second, I would like you to focus on all the areas of improvement that are there in your speech. And third, I would tell you what is immediately workable and what comes with practice. So firstly, the title, Escaping the Rat Race, is quite an intriguing title, Subhash. It explains and aptly suits the course of your speech throughout. And two quotes I take and quite relate is books are the best friends when you had no companion. That is quite true because I would pick up a Harry Potter over a date with friends any day. Books are really your best companions when there is not someone who is more interesting. Two, knocking the neighbors' doors and running away is the only part of entertainment. I remembered somebody quite dear to me doing exactly this. My brother used to do this when we used to live in Vizag. So he would knock the ground floor door and run away, and we would bear the brunt of that auntie's scoldings throughout the day. Third, it's all about marks, and everyone is in a rat race. So very relatable to all of us at one point of time. Now, bullied in +1 and +2, when you said that, it really took courage to speak about the weaker aspects in life. And how you ended it by saying that you escaped rat race is quite an excellent ending to your story. These are the good points. Now coming to what could be better is avoiding fillers, like so, yeah. Two, repetitive lines. This has been my childhood. Rat race. Three, pronunciation could be worked upon. Four, network. Five, time management. Now, when I say this, immediately workable are your network and time management. Third, fillers, repetitive lines, and pronunciation comes with practice. All this could be improved with practice. So, what can be immediately worked upon is your network and time management. And what comes with practice is avoiding fillers, avoiding repetitive lines, and better pronunciation. I hope I made myself clear, and I am eagerly awaiting to listen to your next speech. Thank you, and over to the General Evaluator Mamata.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sushmita, for explicitly calling out what Subhash could work upon. I'm sure he has made note of it. Let me call upon the second evaluator of the day, Toastmaster P. Chandra, who will share the evaluation for Toastmaster Chakravarti. I know he had some tough time because of the network that Chakravarti had, but whatever he managed to hear, he's going to assess that part. Over to you, Chandra.
Thank you, Madam G. And my speaker, Toastmaster Chakravarti in particular. I'll be breaking my evaluation into 3 parts. What I heard, what I felt, and what I would like to recommend for you. I felt you started your journey in Toastmasters. Any journey starts with a single step. So does your speech today with the icebreaker. That's a great start. I would like to appreciate you for taking that step of joining the Toastmasters and giving your icebreaker. What I felt was you are explicit in your passion for Toastmasters, and I felt that throughout while you are presenting your speech. Some great things which I felt while I'm trying to observe your speech, you always try to evaluate and readjust. That's a great quality to have in your life. And your passion and eagerness to share your story is clearly visible while you are presenting your speech. And your enthusiasm is also felt when you're trying to share multiple things. You have a lot of things to share. That is one of the great things as a Toastmaster. So I'm sure you are going to have a whale of time in Toastmasters journey. These are some of the great things that I observed. Now, what can you do to make your speech to the next level? These are some of the things which I felt. Today, connectivity is there on your side. It happens and we need to respect that one. You had a bad connectivity, and because of that, your voice was not clear to me. So that I'm sure, like say, it is the case with most of them as well. So you need to, I think I encourage you to repeat your icebreaker, and you can put like all these thoughts into a proper opening, body, and conclusion. So please work on this one and try to add these transitions. And I'm sure you have an excellent stories to tell, and you have a lot of transitions. One recommendation can be you can break that to education, then your work, and what your current things like what you're trying to do. And one great quality which I felt, you acknowledge Jagnavi, who helped you to be part of the Toastmaster. Overall, I think you have a lot of passion and eagerness and a lot of stories to tell. So wishing once again, Toastmaster Chakravarti, all the best for your future speeches. Looking forward for wonderful speeches. With this, back to you, Madam G.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmasters Chandra. Thank you for your kind words and your encouragement. Sure, I will continue a long journey in the Toastmasters Club.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Chandra, for that detailed evaluation. And thank you, Chakravarti, for acknowledging it. I'm sure this is going to be very helpful for you. Now, let me quickly move on to the tag team. I would first call upon the timer to let us know if everybody is qualified so that the polls can be made ready. Bharatwaj, please share your timer report.
For prepared speeches, Toastmaster Shubhas has taken 7 minutes 26 seconds. Coming to second speaker, it's Toastmaster Chakravarti has taken 6 minutes. Table topics, Chandra has spoken for 1 minute 54 seconds. Sushmita has spoken for 2 minutes 24 seconds. Subhash has spoken for 38 seconds. Chakravarti has spoken for 2 minutes 30 seconds. Coming to evaluation, Sushmita has taken for 2 minutes 54 seconds, and Chandra has taken 2 minutes 31 seconds. With this, I would like to conclude my timer report. Thank you, General Evaluator Mamata.
Thank you, Timer Bharatwaj. So from the report, we can notice that both the evaluators have stepped up the time. So they will not be qualified for the polls. And in table topics, we see that Subhash did not meet the criteria, so they will be disqualified as well. I hope you make a note of it and keep a check on the time for your upcoming meetings. Now we'll move on to the next person, who is the R counter, who will help us understand how many crutch words we've used. Over to you, Toastmaster Hemant.
Yeah, I have explicitly checked the entire meeting as far as I know. And here is the report. Arkip used the R for 5 times. Sheila Sailija used R for 8 times. For 2 times, like 3 times. And other words like and used a couple of times. And Subhash, you did it very well. I think you tried. And you have used the word R for 31 times, for 3 times, for 4 times, so for 2 times, like 2 times, and there is a repeated words like rat race, and yeah, for 8 times.
Wow.
As already Uma Sushmita mentioned, and Chakravarti, due to internet problem, I could not recollect your data, and Mamta used R for 4 times, that's it, and Chandra used repeated words like anything for a couple of times, and Uma Sushmita used repeated words like we not, like, and for 4 times. Yeah, this is my report, and I'll put the report in the group itself. You can check it out later on. Over to you, Mamta.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Hemant, for that detailed report and also sharing it on the chat for everybody. It makes you very conscious now that you've counted everything. But yeah, that's a good to know where we are faltering at. So thanks for observing that. Now let me call upon the Wordmaster Grammarian. I think most people used the word explicitly while we have the whale of time. Just to bag more points, I'm using it right now. But yeah, let me call upon and let's see what our report is.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I'm back again with my report as the grammarian. So first of all, I'm very happy that many people used word of the day and idiom of the day in today's meeting. And each and every speaker, they speak with a good and understandable language today. So I'm giving my appreciations all of you for using word of the day and idiom of the day. Toastmaster Mamata, she used word of the day for 3 times and one more to be added at the end. Just now she used it. So Toastmaster Mamata used word of the day 4 times. Toastmaster Akib, he used the word of the day in the chat box. And Toastmaster Saidaja, she used the word of the day. Toastmaster Chandra and Toastmaster Hemant also used the word of the day. Coming to the idiom of the day, Toastmaster Mamata and Toastmaster Chandra had used the idiom of the day 2 times. So kudos to you guys. Thanks for using this word and idiom. And I have some recommendations also for the speakers. Like Toastmaster Uma and our counter said, one of the speaker, he used some words multiple times. So just to replace it, I came up with some more words. Speaker used rat race multiple times. So he can also replace that rat race with a struggle, hustle, or scuffle, like that. And one of the speaker also, he used validating multiple times. Instead of validating using that word multiple times, he can also use verify, authenticate, or accept according to the sentence formation. And one of the speaker, he pronounced hesitant. It actually pronounced like hesitate. It's not hesitant, it's hesitate. This is my report, and I'm very happy that I feel very happy to listen speakers using marvelous accent while they are speaking. This is my report, and thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shravanti, for that report. And you have given us very nice words that we can definitely use it even in our regular lives. I encourage all of you to apply the word of the day and the idiom of the day in the week at your study and at your workplace as well. I'm going to keep my report very simple and straightforward in the interest of time. As a general evaluator, I had an opportunity to observe the entire sequence of the meeting. So I'm going to talk about what went very well, what was insightful today, and what did not really click for us today, and something that we should watch out for in the upcoming meetings. So while we most of us were logged in on time, we couldn't start on time. We were a minute late, owing to the co-host access that I couldn't check to enable the recording. So that there we lost a minute's time. And of course, when role players don't join on time, there is a hassle for people to check if everybody is joining or not, or to find an alternative. So that is something that while we started. Oh, sorry. I said I'll start with good things, right? Old habits die hard. So again, I'll go back once. Yeah. So the president invited all the guests and encouraged them to be a part of this journey by doing the induction. That was very encouraging for the new joiners, and I'm sure they're all geared up for their learning. So thanks for that. Today we have Shravanti and Chandra P, who joined us from other Toastmaster clubs to support us by playing some of the roles in the meeting. So thanks to them for coming forward and helping us out today. And that's the beauty about Toastmasters. While you're a member, you get to explore other clubs and learn from other clubs as well. So this is one instance that you got to see today. We had two prepared speakers, which were icebreaker speeches. It's a fantastic start to their journey of learning. And of course, while we had connectivity issues or timing issues, one of the things that, barring those, what we could commend is that is their first step to public speaking. So kudos to both of you, and I'm sure the learning is going to be immense. And this will be a yester thought on how it transpired today. So don't worry much about it. And we also had a very insightful session by the Toastmaster of the day. Very rarely we get such intriguing things happen in Toastmasters, but that is good. Sometimes it's important that it rake your brains as well. Otherwise it gets rusted sometimes, especially on a Saturday when you don't want to use it much. So thanks to Toastmaster of the day for bringing Khalil's book again back into insight, one of our famous writers, of course, and poets. So thanks for that. What did not really go well is, one of the things that we should consciously make a note of is ensuring that everybody joins on time. While we will have other guests and non-Toastmaster members join on time, role players especially should at least join 5 minutes prior to check their accesses. Today we lost some time because of the timer checks, because of not taking co-host access to record, and also to transition things around. So please make sure that you do all your checks. When you know that you're playing a role, please make sure that whatever is required, it is kept ready for yourself, so that you don't falter and you keep people waiting. This should be treated as a platform where you are presenting. So when you are going for a presentation, you'll make sure that everything has to be ready. So that's how readiness should be prepared for in a Toastmasters meeting as well. Second thing was the timing was overshot by some of the role players. Please keep a check on it. Every role player in this meeting has a definite role, including myself, which is that, evaluation shouldn't go beyond 3 minutes. Toastmaster should not go beyond 11 minutes. You have all the data in your respective role cards. So please ensure that you stick to the timing. Let's say it's spilled over. The next person taking the charge should ensure that they manage the time. So please make a note of this. These two things, and I'm sure we will rock. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day. Or should I hand it over to the PO? Since I know you did your concluding comments.
I have to add one line that
add that one line while Hemant brings up the polls.
Oh my God. We are all becoming unkind is what I've texted in the chat box. I think it is for true.
And that is true.
Yeah, guys, I have shared these slides in the WhatsApp group that we have. I would request you to go through some leisure time. Try understanding stuff if you find it challenging. come back to me. We'll discuss further. Yeah. With this, I would like to hand over the stage back to our very own Madam President Toastmaster Uma Sashmita Perepa.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Akib. Thank you for being considerate and sharing all the templates in the group. I took the trouble of taking the screenshots, not knowing that you would do this. Okay. And thank you so much, General Evaluator Mamata, for such a splendid evaluation. Everything you said is on point. Now, Hemant, can we have our polls while we discuss things? Yeah. My daughter says she wants to play shuttle right now.
I want to play.
Oh, she's
Yeah.
ready.
I thought not this shuttle. Sorry.
She's 2. What do you expect?
Hemant, are you facing any issues?
Yeah.
Hemant, can you confirm if you are rolling out the polls, please?
I think I have already launched.
You did?
No,
We
it's not.
can't see it.
Now we see.
Now
Yes.
it's on. Yes, now
Yeah,
it's.
now it is. Now it is visible.
Okay, sorry.
And Hemant, remove co-host for Akib, myself, and Bharatwaj because we can't vote if we are co-hosts.
1 minute.